The hot stove is piping
It's
hot.
going. Here we go. It finally got, it took a little while, but it's, we got a big name off the board.
Yeah, we do. And let's just dive into it right now, because late last night, depending on where you were and what part of the country, how late you're up.
Yeah.
While you were watching something else, I was watching my University of Houston Cougars lose in overtime to the Alabama Crimson Tide. University of Houston, you need another offensive scorer besides L.J. Cryer, but that's neither here nor there. This is what Blake Snell put on his Instagram, Snellzilla4. I saw this because I follow him on IG, and I said, oh, well, this is fun. He's putting a little Photoshop of him in different uniforms of potential suitors. But Anthony, his next post or the news that followed was, I'm signing with the Los Angeles Dodgers.
I mean, rich get richer, right? That's,
no doubt.
Wow.
It is a 5-year, $182 million deal. That is the report. However, Anthony, there are some caveats. One, $60 million in deferrals. Two, a reported $52 million signing bonus, tax-free because he lives in the state of Washington.
No state
which
tax
I
on
did
that
not know did not have a state tax.
Oh, yeah.
So shout out to Washington. But we were talking before the show. The Dodgers keep doing things with their contracts where you go, man, I didn't know they can do that. Like, oh, they could offer a guy a planet and a unicorn? I didn't know that they could do that. The Dodgers continue to amaze and are throwing the gauntlet down for the rest of the league.
I mean, and why not? When you have such a successful offseason as they did last year, where they signed away a lot of money, and then they come back the next year, and by all projections and what we've heard or what I've heard is that they exceeded expectations as far as just the amount of revenue that those two major signings in obviously Yamamoto and Ohtani, what that brought in for them. And now you fast forward to this year, it's like, okay, now we have a little bit more money than we thought we would have. Here's a luxury signing. This is what we get to do with it. And when I think of the Dodgers and what they're doing with these contracts, I mentioned this on the call I mentioned earlier, it reminds me of what they do in football with contracts, that we didn't know you could get this creative with the way that you handle what is essentially the CBA tax. It's not, a hard cap, obviously, but it's meant to work as one, not necessarily a hard cap, soft. It's meant to work as a soft cap almost. And they're finding ways to do deals and figure out ways to kind of push money elsewhere so that when it comes to that AAV and the way the CBA recognizes these contracts, it doesn't hit as hard when it comes to their luxury tax number. And so they're able to add a little bit more talent than you would expect.
Yeah, we're just beginning to dive in on this big story here as the Los Angeles Dodgers, the World Series champions, have made a statement early on in this offseason as they get Blake Snell. Anthony, I think one of the interesting things is the juxtaposition of this was a pitcher that signed so late, well into March, and now he seemed to. And his team seemed to realize, you know what, that did not work for us. That did not work for me. I want to be settled. I wanted to get it done. And now he's among the first. The Dodgers did check on him at the trade deadline over the summer. The Giants obviously were resistant to that. But ultimately, they get their man.
Yeah, look, when I look at Blake Snell and those numbers right there, I didn't know he had passed Chris Sale for the all-time
Ks
per 9. Obviously, he's now eligible, is I'm assuming what happened. But Blake Snell, he has the ability to, kind of come in and is he going to give you 8 innings every time out, every 5th day? Not necessarily. But when you look at the Dodgers and what they have, this is a team that didn't necessarily need that. They've got a lot of guys who have incredible ability, especially from a starting rotation standpoint. So this is a luxury signing, a guy who can come in and dominate at times, throw a no-hitter, has the potential to go out there and go 8 or 9 if he's right that day. If he's not walking guys, he can keep his pitch count down. This really, to me, solidifies not just, we knew the Dodgers were going to be great for many years to come, but the fact that you're able to go out and get a guy like this, bring him into your rotation, it really speaks to where Major League Baseball is within the industry. Is this going to be another super team type of an era? Not just the Dodgers, but are other teams going to try to emulate this? Will they be able to emulate this. It's going to be really fun to watch over this offseason. This is going to be a fascinating offseason.
Well, this tweet here from our good friend Sarah Langs, multi-Cy Young Award winners to join a reigning World Series champion the following offseason. Blake Snell, of course, this offseason, and then Roger Clemens joining the Yankees after he was traded from the Toronto Blue Jays in 1999. The other thing to consider is Roki Sasaki is a very real possibility for the Dodgers. So let's just say, I think we have the board. Maybe we've shown it earlier. If we could put it up again. You've got Tyler Glasnow. You've got Yamamoto. You've got Blake Snell. Yeah, here we go. You've got Tony Gonsolin, Dustin May, Bobby Miller.
Don't forget about Shohei.
And oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Shohei Ohtani, the guy that had 50-50, he's now joining the rotation.
Have you seen Roki Sasaki's stuff?
I have.
I mean, to think about the stuff that they already have within the, I mean, Dustin May throws 1 billion miles an hour with more movement than I've ever seen. We saw what Yamamoto can do. We know what Tyler Glasnow can do. Ohtani is finished second in the Cy Young once or twice, right? These guys all have incredible stuff.
Yeah. And they're going to have a six-man rotation.
You could add
at least.
100%.
That's happening.
It makes a ton of sense.
And
well, Yamamoto and Ohtani have traditionally been on 7-day rotations.
Yep.
And now it'll be more of like a 6-day rotation. But if Sasaki comes over and he is a part of this rotation, obviously it makes a lot of sense for him too. I mean, at some point you kind of go, okay, somebody else needs a shot at this. And you want to think that some of these guys want to be the guy on a team. I don't know if that's Roki Sasaki. I don't, obviously I don't know him personally. It'll be interesting to see where he makes his decision because he can't get, it's not going to be the most money, right? He's max $7-point-some million.
Right.
Is the most any team has in that international pool. We'll see. All that said, I mean, that just means that anyone could sign him.
Well, this is the era for the rich getting richer, and it translates over to baseball.